Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night, but for now, let's get into the video.
So I saw someone on here post, if he can't even plan a date, how do you expect him to plan a future? And yeah, I mean, words to live by. But also, that eliminates pretty much all of you.
Yeah, that's great. All of us or all of you. You saw someone who told you that, and I'm sure that wasn't a man. So, who exactly are you talking about when you say all of you?
Get messages from women saying, he's 25. What should I be asking him for? Girl, let him go. 25 is too young for you to be mirroring and locking him down. He's got many years to build, and it's like he's in construction mode and he will use anything and everything in his path as his building materials. Even you, women in Western societies don't date, I've said this before, in the right age group. So oftentimes our desires do not match. When his desire is to build his career and set him up so that he can provide in the future, you're trying to have a relationship with him and lock him down and get provided for.
Smart women will look at a 25-year-old man and say, we're gonna build something together. The other ones are the ones listening to you, well in their 30s, still not realizing what went wrong. You want to wait at the finish line until he wins the race? That's great. But explain to me why 5 years later, when he's 30, he's gonna look at you knowing you were at the finish line waiting for him, and he's gonna say, yeah, I want that, instead of going for the 25-year-old who at least is gonna try to build something with him.
I'm on Bumble and I have been seeing the craziest profiles. Here's my King Sam, he is 35, and here's his bio. Alpha male seeking the total opposite for long-term commitments, no one-night stands. If you're interested, put the word sir in your opening message. I will not message you as too many people failed to read the bio. Time wasters will be unmatched. One thing you need to know about me, extremely dominant. My ultimate green flag, addressing me properly in your opening message. We think Sam's like dominant or something? Next, we have Christian, who is 29. Buckle your seatbelts, y'all. His bio reads, seeking a dainty, young, petite, skinny, and very submissive girl with heavy daddy issues for a serious and committed relationship. I myself am wealthy, fatherly, ambitious, rather strict, but nevertheless fair, as well as very, very dominant. Like, these can't be real. They have to be satire.
Or not. Those profiles are not different from women's profile who are looking for submissive men. Everyone has their kinks, I guess. There are women's profiles with either PayPal or Cash App links in their bio looking for submissive men to pay them. How are those any different from the two that you used as an example? Oh, let me guess, those are from women and you have a sad, pathetic life. This is what you do. You live the most fulfilling life going on a dating app looking at profiles that you find weird and try to shame them for it.
I just saw this man that looks like he's never held a door open for a woman in his entire life say that 50% of married women have side pieces. And I would just like to know where he got that stat from. Did you go and survey 50 married women and have a question that said, do you have a current side piece? And then they checked yes? Yeah, no, they didn't. And then it's always the guys that got cheated on in the womb that are reposting this stuff. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? Seek therapy.
No, I can think for myself, and I'm not just gonna pay someone to listen to me because I have no friends, no one to talk to. Where did he find the study? It was all over the news. Every woman on TV found that study to be empowering to women. I'm not gonna show videos, you can find them for yourself, but I do have an article for you written for CBS News. Article written by Chelsea Carnash. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think Chelsea is a man's name. I'll read just a little. A new poll from British company OnePoll.com claims that half of all women have a plan B or someone they're keeping on the back burner in case their current relationship goes down the drain. What's more, married women are more likely than those who are simply in a relationship to have another man in mind in case they end up divorced. Oh, and this is where Chelsea gets to the empowering part. Women who have a plan B appear to be pretty confident in their second in line's love. 1 in 10 said he'd already confessed his undying love for her, and 1 in 5 said they were confident he'd drop everything for her if she asked. Oh, and not for nothing, but the reason he maybe looked like he's never held a door open for a woman was he was listening to you all the years crying that men should not open the door for you.
I'm so sorry, I didn't know you owned him. He wasn't wearing a collar.
Why is she doing all of this for a man who looks like any guy you could pick up at your local Target? I don't care who was in the right and who was in the wrong. Fighting for a guy is never the serve you think it is. There are so many men. There are too many men. Every single time you choose to fight with a woman over a random guy, you are throwing away an opportunity for female friendship over like the chance to be with some random guy who's probably gonna break up with you in 6 months. I just need all of the beautiful, smart young women paying attention to this drama to understand that fighting over a man is embarrassing for everyone involved, and it is so pathetic. And the only person who comes out on top in these scenarios is the man, because his ego is gonna be so overinflated from these women fighting over him, and then in future relationships, he's gonna treat women very poorly, because he's gonna be like, well, everyone wants me, like if she doesn't want to take this, I'll just find someone else who will.
Oh, how I love being a man. No, what I'm trying to say is, who hurt you? What happened? I get it. He left 6 months later. You will find someone who will do the same. And it's not because you're not a wonderful person. I'm pretty sure you're not. But they will leave because you have way too much hate in your heart. Going back to the previous lunatic for a second, seek therapy.
I personally believe that all man whores should be safe for me and people that have like a personality like me. I love man whores because they think they can outsmart me so badly. Like, okay, listen, you go into a man whore's house or somebody you assume is a man whore, and you see like 6 pillows on the bed, a nice bed sheet, comfy sheets, big fluffy pillows everywhere. Their couch is so nice to sit on. I love them because they think I'm stupid.
And I'm sure you proved them right in the rest of the video, but I realized I don't need to listen to you. F-girl met some F-boy, okay, and oh, he thinks I'm stupid. You are at his place. There has to be a little bit of truth in what he thinks. It took 6 fluffy pillows on his bed to see that you're at an F-boy's house? Nothing before that gave you any hints?
Put a finger down. Extremely hard edition. Put a finger down if you match with an NBL 1 player on Rare, and in the first 2 messages he tells you that in 3 weeks time he'll be coming to Melbourne. You guys both live in Australia but you live in different states, but you decide there is point in talking to this man because he's coming to Melbourne.
If that's not a good enough reason to talk to some men, then I don't know what is. She's definitely not a groupie. She's welcoming to some men from other areas. Anyway, the video is over 8 minutes long, so I'm gonna try to summarize it. And I apologize if there are gonna be some parts that are not really connected to what she was saying previous.
And he tells you, kind of drops that the flights aren't booked and that he's not going to be able to book them because it's too late after his basketball game, and do you just want to book them for him? You decide, oh, you know, it's fine. He tells you he's going to reimburse you for them. You're about to spend the whole weekend with him. You guys have planned a lot. You've already made a dinner reservation, so you book his flight. About to go do your makeup and get yourself pretty, you get a text message from him saying that all of his accounts have been locked for suspected fraud, which you are a little bit startled, but anyway, he can't help this. But then he asks you to pay for the accommodation. He asks you if you want to transfer money to his other bank account to pay for the accommodation. You don't really feel comfortable doing this, but you decide, okay, I'll just go pay for it in person. His accounts are locked, there's not much he can do, it's fine, and you pay for the accommodation. All is going well. You did pick quite an expensive dinner, but equality, you work hard for your money, you have nothing against paying for dinner, so you also pay for dinner. Is sitting you down and having a big chat with you about how he's so grateful and he thinks so highly of you because you've been so good about everything, and when he gets back, the second he gets home, he's gonna rectify it. You guys also have a big chat on Sunday night how you're exclusive. Pookie, we're locked in, okay? Kind of does a couple things with you, to you, and then proceeds to ask you to book his flight home.
I feel sorry for the poor girl, I really do. And I'm sorry I made this too long, I just wanted to hear everything. And there was more, but it was way too long. She pretty much ended up paying for everything. Both of his flights, accommodation, dinner, everything. And yeah, I know you can say he paid her by doing things with and to her, but even I'm not that big of an a-hole. I still feel sorry for her. Like I said earlier, there are signs. You don't need to see the guy's fluffy pillows on his bed to see that you've got yourself an F-boy.
I started dating 2 men at the beginning of the pandemic. both of who knew I was dating the other one. In fact, we all quarantined in the same house together. I am not proud of that, and the answer is neither of them. Neither of them were good people.
She also couldn't stop talking, so I had to leave some parts out. When she said neither of them, she meant she'd never ended up with neither of them. And I think somehow she's surprised by that. She slept with both of them, lived in the same house with both of them. According to her, they both took turns on her, but never both of them at the same time. And somehow she's surprised that she never ended up with neither of them to be something serious.
This happened to me today. I said to a guy, maybe we should stop talking for a while. And he goes, he just goes, he goes like this, he goes, okay.
Oh no. Dude, the audacity of some men is just unreal. I think she was just being funny, so I'm gonna be fair and say I only use her as an introduction to this. Listen to what this wonderful lady had to say. This generation of men are no longer patient. Your wife cheated on you and you're exposing her on social media. Instead of submitting and trying to mend the relationship, how will another woman take you seriously? Who else will marry you? Or, I don't know, someone who's not gonna cheat on me? Someone who doesn't expect me to submit to her after she cheated on me? Where do you even come up with this? But regardless, you're right. It's still men and their audacity, right?
The sign says do not feed or molest the alligator. What the do you mean I gotta tell you not to molest the alligators, bro? What?
Alright, and this is gonna be it for today. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still appreciate you for making it this far. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.